All right, we have another trade in the NBA with a couple of bigger type names and two franchises desperately trying to get over that championship hump. The Washington Wizards selling once again after already shipping All-Star Bradley Beal out of town. It now looks like they will be shipping Kristaps Porzingis to the Boston Celtics in a three-team trade, along with the Clippers, who will be getting Malcolm Brogdon from the Celtics as the Wizards take on a lot of crap contracts and a pick in Thursday night's draft as they continue the rebuild, it looks like, in Washington. And I think this is a good trade for both the Clippers and the Celtics. It adds kind of team needs and kind of gets rid of stuff that they don't necessarily need to have. The Celtics backcourt, way too crowded. They really seem to be wanting to kind of go longer, get more offense from those 4 and 5 positions. Al Horford's 100 years old, and Robert Williams can't score at all, it feels like, and he's been injured a lot this past season. Now they're taking a big risk. Kristaps Porzingis hasn't played more than 60 games in 6 seasons until this previous season with Washington, where he was actually really good. Bad team, had played 65 games, had his career high in averages, almost 50% from the field, 38.5% from three. When he gets going from three, he is dangerous as that stretch 4/5 who's athletic and long. This is what the Celtics need. Their backcourt was way too crowded with Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Malcolm Brogdon, who won the Sixth Man of the Year last year. And I get why it's Brogdon who's out. He's making $22 million a year. They're kind of clearing out that salary. Now, Porzingis is going to have to opt into his $36 million player option, which I thought maybe he would opt out of his contract in Washington, look for more of a longer-term secure deal, a 3 to 4 year deal with a little bit less money on the books, because he's got an injury history. He's been traded a lot. We obviously know it failed in Dallas completely after they tried to pair him with Luka Doncic. So he's taking a big risk here going on a 1-year deal, because if he gets injured again, and it feels like guys in Boston tend to get injured, at least the role players do, he's going to be up shit's creek without a paddle, and you don't want to see that. So I'm a little bit surprised he'd be willing to do this. Now, Woj is saying the trade is not final yet. There's still some things they need to hammer out, but the basics of the trade, obviously, like I said, the Wizards would get Marcus Morris from the Clippers, along with Amir Coffey, the number 30 pick in Thursday night's draft. And then they would also get Danilo Gallinari from the Celtics. The Clippers would get Malcolm Brogdon, and the Celtics would get Kristaps Porzingis. So at that point, I think that's a pretty good trade for the Celtics. But from the Clippers, they add a sixth man. They need some scoring. It helps ease up their guard. I mean, their guard spot's not really great. Russell Westbrook was kind of carrying the load down the stretch there. Now, Russell's a great regular season guy. He had some good playoff games against the Suns in the first round, but Westbrook's old. We know he's limited, and Brogdon was great for the Celtics. Until he got hurt in that Heat series, he was a huge contributor for them, obviously Sixth Man of the Year this past season. So I think this really helps out the Clippers a lot as well. Both teams desperately trying to get over that championship hump, and don't be surprised if we hear another Clippers name possibly on the move. Paul George being talked about getting shipped out of town as they maybe try and pair another star with Kawhi. Kind of a different matchup, just a lot of missed games between those two guys. But if Porzingis stays healthy, I think this is a dangerous Celtics team that's made the Eastern Conference Finals 5 of the past 7 seasons. Obviously in the finals just 2 years ago. Really add some length, add some offensive ability, which they need from those positions that they don't really get any scoring from. Now, the question is, they have a $50 million contract sitting, waiting for Jaylen Brown to possibly sign. I don't know what they're going to do with the Jaylen Brown situation. They got to pay him. They got to pay Tatum. You can't really have those two supermax guys and have any sort of depth or bench around them. So maybe they give it one last go this upcoming season with Brown and Tatum. They add Porzingis, hopefully gets them over the top, and then they can ship Brown out of town, because obviously you're going to build around Jason Tatum. He's really that number one guy. Brown's a great player, but he's a number 2, and he's not really worth that contract since he got the third-team All-NBA. He's now eligible for that Supermax deal. So I think that's the Celtics' plan. I like that they're changing it up. You can't just keep running it back. Like I said, 5 out of the last 7 Eastern Conference Finals, only 1 Finals appearance. They got to change it up. They're going for it. I appreciate the aggressiveness, but you're just taking a big roll of the dice on a guy who has a long injury history and has sometimes completely disappeared when the lights are brightest. Because let's not kid ourselves, the Celtics are going to be good next year. They're going to be playing in important games, and Porzingis tends to shrink. He had a great season on a bad team that nobody ever watched. So it's interesting to see, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. More trades going to be happening. NBA draft tomorrow night. Thursday, going to be a lot of moving pieces. The NBA offseason seems to always be super exciting. It's turning into the NFL offseason, like we see big names moving all over the place. There's a reason why people love this league, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.